Hey everyone, welcome to this week's show. This is part 2 of Anyox. Went back for another whole week. Just amazing place. It's probably like the holy grail of mines. There's more miles and more interesting stuff, and there's been no one there for a very long time, and we're just going to continue going in through that mine. So Anyox is a long ways to the north. It's almost to Alaska, and in the middle of the rainforest, pouring rain every day, pretty cold there. Desolate place, hard to get to. But hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you next week for part 3. So yeah, it's just a real tough section to get through and stuff. Lots of kind of right up to your past your waist and muck there, but made it through there, and we got it drained out a little bit. But here we go. This is the main hoist level, or the hoist level, the only hoist level that I know of. And there's some pretty cool graffiti there, and I'll show it to you. I'm not really sure what it says exactly. It looks like a sailor and a woman, and it says awsome Porto, I don't know, BC, I'm not sure. There's a guy that I think has done all this artwork. It's kind of similar style that you see in different places in the mine here. So I'll show you this hoist, pretty big hoist. I guess this is how they would have got the trains. There's trains up here, cars. This is how they would have got the trains up to this level, because it doesn't go out anywhere else. So it goes down pretty good. I'm sure don't get too close to it, or we'll be having a real close look at the bottom. There it goes, way down, eh? How far? That's pretty solid here. He's medium there. Looks like a long ways down, huh? And looking up also, long ways up too. So there's definitely other levels in this mine. We kind of thought the bottom would be wet. We drained quite a bit when we were out here the other day. We drained a lot of it. And I'm kind of thinking that the bottom of the mine is going to be flooded. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this block of wood here, and we're going to throw it down. We don't have to yell to see if anyone's there, because we don't know he's been here 100 years other than us, or me. There's no us on this trip. Alright, so let's see if we can hear. It's difficult because if I don't throw it right down the middle of the shaft, it hits the sides, and it kind of throws things off a little. But see what I can do here. Yeah, you don't hear a big splash or nothing.
Running out, and they use a lot of streets infected and crawl in the slime. The neon nightmare is about to unwind.
It almost looks like there was ore dumped down here. Yeah, pretty skookum construction. That looks like an ore. Looks like there was ore down there. Yeah, pretty big hoist. We'll leave that. We don't want to wreck that fine artwork there. There's a sign that said something, I don't know what. So it's like some kind of a shop in here. Look like there's anything in here now. It's all emptied out. Workshop in here. Oh, there's a sign. See, safety first, eh? All persons using this grinder must wear goggles. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be much of any. Not much for artifacts in this mine. It's pretty rotten everything. There we go. Looks like we're going to get into that section here. It's dropping pretty quick now. Just a huge pile of mud there, holding it back. There's so much water screaming down this ore pass now that it's taking a lot of mud with it, so that's going to make it a lot easier to walk down here. We're not going to have to go through the mud. It's taking a huge amount of mud with it too. Might have to poke a little bit more in there, but she dropped down a lot. Fair bit of work. We got her now. It's really kind of sticky stuff, eh? No, it's just screaming down through here. We're actually losing everything here. Almost reminds you of ice, eh? So it's got lots of water flowing. We don't want to get clogged, eh? There you see. Got a pretty big, oh, look, it's all caving in there. I think it's just got to wash all that away. It's just got, all this stuff comes screaming out of here. It'll be right down to the floor. Yeehaw! Probably where we stand is going to cave down, but it's not deep here, so there's only about 5 feet of water. Yes, there's another dam up there. Quite a bit of water to come down, but it'll go down here pretty good. Looks like we finally got her. We got enough stuff out of the way that just broke and everything just went crazy here now. We got this much water, it'll push down all the big chunks of mud and everything. So let's see where we can go now. How far we can get. There's the outside. I don't know if we're ever going to get to there. Usually it gets deeper as you go closer to the outside. But we should be able to get up this way as I get further in. Just got to check your camera every once in a while. Or else you end up with a bunch of pictures that are all blurry. Alright. Probably going to go back a long ways because there was a lot of water came out of here, so it's still coming out of here. Oh, not that deep, only down to your knees. There you can kind of see what that material looked like before it got stained real bad. You know, this brown kind of a stain stuff is just oxidization and the elements in here. It's not what the rock would have looked like originally. We can kind of pull that away a little bit. It's just kind of a fresh break off of the ribs there. See? A lot different. That looks a lot different. Oh, that's just us. Well, that's rock there, yeah. That's solid rock there. This isn't, it looks like rock, but it's just kind of a little coating on it. And there's solid rock in the back. So, yeah, a lot of different types of sediment here. You know, some of it's really hard. You can just walk right on it, and this stuff's kind of interesting. I mean, it's we broke through here yesterday, and it's almost dry on top. You know, it's not really mucky, but it looks pretty cool. Going through here, a bit of an effort to get through all this stuff. Certainly something you very rare to see in mines. I've never seen anything exactly like this, and there's So many unique type of sediments and formations and stuff as we're working down through here. We got way back in here, but and there's lots of air circulating through here, but we couldn't get back up to the next level. Now you see a lot more of this material broke off in the back here. Or from the ribs, I'm sorry. All in there. That looks like it's pretty rich in copper or something, man. Blue that stuff is in there. This is kind of the tunnel that goes back the very furthest, but it just ends quite a ways back. Yeah, it's actually pretty easy walking now. It wasn't really deep, but there was a huge amount of muck in this section. It was really tough to get through. You see some pretty dark material in here. Kind of a real black, very black and bluish color. Looks like a lot of iron in it. Yeah. There's no quartz here. The white you see is just calcium. Oh, there's a raise going up there. I don't think we'll be going up there. I don't think. Well, we couldn't get up there anyways because we couldn't get up the first 6 feet. Unfortunately, there's a collapse here. And looks like maybe pretty deep water on the other side of it. Maybe we'll get past it or not. Oh, is that kind of a nice bluish color? Yeah. I always think it's silver, but I don't know shit about nothing. So, well, I don't know. That might be deep. Ooh, is that ever mucky, eh? Oh, that's going to be tough walking. Oh, well. Not up to my waist yet. So. No, there's another branch here that's blocked off. Don't go over any further. And as we go around the corner here, this stuff's pretty hard to walk through. It's almost like, I don't know, it's like cement or something. What do we got here? That's another ore pass. I think we're in the other pit now, in the back pit. We've traveled a long ways. We'll stick, it doesn't matter which way we go. Oh, there's a big gate, I guess, of some type. Let's have a look up here first. Looks pretty easy. Some rotten explosive boxes. It's a little different. It's, oh, look at this. It almost looks like there's some tracks there. Just 4 of them. There wouldn't be tracks. It looked like a deer or something, right? But there was only 4 there. And they didn't go anywhere. There we go. There's another. Oh wow. Another big ore chute here. Looks just like ice in there, but not that cold. Boy, we're getting a long ways into this mine. There, we're at the end of this area here. It just dead ends up there, but felt a little bit of a breeze coming up here, and the ladder looked pretty good coming up to this ore chute. So I thought, well, I'll just come up here and see if there's anything interesting up at this ore chute. Which, well, there wasn't. There was just, well, my gear's here now. But lots of wind blowing up here, so now this is pretty interesting. So these ore chutes are always kind of pretty cool the way they're calcified here. All this material dripping out of here. Yeah. Huh. So there, now looking up here. Looks like there's a level going to the right, maybe. But then it goes up there where those ladders are too. And there's a kind of a, you kind of see a bit of a platform or station up there. Well, a big stope in here. It won't be hard to see much of anything with this camera, but look how skinny that pillar is. Pretty skinny pillar. It's dark. I wonder if that could be gold, you know, because that looks different color than all the pirates I usually see, more of a yellowish color. Probably not, eh? I always say that. I'll leave it here. Someone says that was gold. I'll be able to find it, come back and get it. Pretty big cable in here. I don't know what they would have used it for. Done quite a job getting it in here. So we've seen a whole bunch of these, where all these ore chutes are. Back down to the main hall level. And here we have a raise. So this is definitely the kind of stuff they would have mined, I'm sure. And we're up into there and it just ended right there at the face. And we're going to continue on up this way for a little ways yet. There's some interesting looking white rock. Let's see if that's calcite. Probably is, eh? Did the old test here. Oh, sure. I'm pretty sure that's calcite. Yeah, it's not quartz. It's way too soft. Interesting looking though. Yeah, really crumbly stuff. Guess that makes it the back not all that stable. Don't touch anything. Looks like the miners had a little trail along here. I'll put up a little bit of rope. Keep everybody safe. This is where you find interesting things sometimes. These little corners, you know, have some tools or some explosive boxes or whatever. You just kind of hide it here out of the way. We're very close to the top of the mine here. The very top of this mine is about 800 feet. And this is a 630 level, so there really isn't that much further up that you can go. You know, it's just in certain areas. This was definitely the major producer here. These are pretty old ore chute gates, the type we see up at Phoenix there. All riveted, as you can see. I don't know if that says there, but I thought that was an empty box, but I stuck my finger on the bottom and it's not. It's sealed. So it could very well be a full case of explosive. So we'll stay away from that. So on top of that ladder where that box of explosive is sitting there, I think it's explosive, I don't know, I gotta pry it open to see. And I found another little raise, or a decline I guess. Quite a bit of wind coming up here and it looks like it's connecting to another stope. Probably won't get down here. But yeah, there's quite a bit of wind blowing up. So it's a pretty big area. Be careful we don't get too carried away here. Yeah, they just, amazing how they knew their way around, you know, they could just blast a little hole in from one to another. Oh, there we go. That's a pretty big stope in there too. Peek in there. Yeah, it was way down. But okay. So I'll go back down the way we came. Yeah. Some big massive stopes in here. I don't usually chase down too many stopes because there's not too much interesting stuff in there, you know, just a big cavity. But give you a bit of an idea, just there was 8,500 tons of ore every day come out of this mine, so obviously left some huge cavities in here, so that can be a little tricky getting down there. It's always harder to go down something than it is up, and I wouldn't trust that ladder anyhow, but especially don't want to disturb that dynamite. Ore, it says. Or what? There's the 150 level, the big loading chute, the ore bin and stuff, and there's the mine up the hill there. So where we're at right now is we're on the concentrator, where the concentrator was. pretty advanced state of decay. A big building. It's really fallen down. The concrete's is deteriorating fast, and a lot of it's fallen in already. A huge, massive building. You can see all the structural support stuff is all cut out of here. So they scavenged all the steel out of there. You can see they just zipped it all off there. And they salvaged all the steel, a lot of it for the war effort, I guess. So then the rest of the building just kind of fell apart after that. You can see it's rebar and everything's rusted pretty good, and there's big chunks of concrete that's actually fallen right through, so don't really even know how safe it is wandering around here. Yeah, there's an old wrench there. It looks like an old pipe wrench or something. Oh, maybe a set of calipers or something. I don't know, not sure. A wrench, something like that. Alright, well, yeah, we'll wander around and see what else we can show you of the remains of this concentrator. We're going to climb right up to the top there, see if we can get up in there. There's the very top of the concentrator building. It must have been a railway somewhere that dumped this concentrate into here, but I don't know where it is. Interesting barrel. I got a barrel just like that at home, a smaller one that I understand used to have mercury in it. It's a real heavy duty type of barrel. That's what I understand. Someone told me it had mercury in it. Maybe some nasty chemicals, I guess. We're just over the bank from the where the smelter or the concentrator was, so it's quite likely that they had some nasty chemicals in there, and probably an environmental disaster here, but they weren't too concerned about the environment back when they operated this. Alright, so we walked down this old trail here, and pretty interesting. I guess this was an old garbage dump here, so there's just piles and piles of bottles and artifacts here that are burnt up here. Couldn't believe how many bottles there is around here, all kinds of real old, interesting looking bottles. And so I guess they just took all their garbage, and it's kind of surprising. I would have expected that they would have just dumped all the garbage into the ocean, which was kind of common, or over a bank. But apparently, looks like there was a big incinerator here, and they just burnt all their garbage in this incinerator. Here's what's left of it right there. And bottles everywhere, and pretty interesting looking bottles too. Different ones you can see, and some of them not in bad shape. I don't think there's, I don't know how many feet of bottles there is in here, but there's a lot. There's a lot here. Pretty much everything that's metal is rusted or gone. A few people kind of picked through them a little bit there and sorted them out. Bricks and bottles everywhere. See piles and piles of every different type of bottle. Some really cool ones too. So that's the creek that we walked down to get up to the mines, and so here's some more bottles. Yeah, piles and piles, every kind of bottle, eh? Oh, that's a nice looking one there. It's a whiskey bottle. Somebody's kind of sorted through some of those. There's quite a few of these little ones here called, they say Felix on them, I think. Nice looking bottles, eh? Look, there's just, I bet you there's 20 feet of bottles. Oh, I don't know if there's 20 feet. A lot of bottles here. Yeah, there's a platform up here. Look, we just touched that ladder and it crumbled. Just kind of hoping this would go somewhere, but it didn't go anywhere. It just ends right there. Sure interesting, these formations though, eh? So it's just, yeah, there's a little platform to raise. It wasn't too steep. I see this platform up here. See a lot of stuff crashing down. Shouldn't probably spend too much more time up here. I figured this mud weighs so much that. A little more is probably not going to cause no problem. Yeah, I better get the hell down before something does fall that's important. Yeah, it's kind of a little unnerving hearing all this stuff crash down here, but it turned out it was nothing, I guess. So we're, yeah, that's where we went. Just went up this ladder and up to that platform there. And unfortunately didn't go any further than that. So again, we got another big wet area here too. So I don't know how. Pretty extensive. Looks like cool, they put that little log up there as a backstop, I guess, to hold something up there. Yeah. So I always say you don't need to get into every area of every mine. It would be pretty easy to drain. Just have to keep kicking. It'll drain itself here pretty quick. There we go. That was easy to drain. That was very soft there. Oh, yeah. That doesn't even look very steep up that stilt, but no way of getting to the bottom of it, no. I'm not sure what we do about it. Yeah, I sent a lot of water running down that way, but that's not going to hurt anything. There wasn't very much water there to begin with. And there's no way you can get plugged because there's a big ore pass going down. Oh, there you go. That didn't take very long at all. Oh, it looks like there's something coming up out of the water. It looks like, I don't know what that is. There's some kind of, looks like maybe a big motor or something. We'll see. I was actually going to continue along here, but I had a thought. So I got all these big 12 by 12 timbers holding this, looks like a pretty unstable section up here. Yeah, so it's a pretty unstable section there. So all those 12 by 12s are sitting there. Now, all of a sudden the water is quite a bit lower than it was. What if it's kind of rotted out of there and they're maybe kind of floating up a little bit, at least maybe holding part of it up. Now, all of a sudden, the water's dropped down in there. Could that cause that structure to fail? That's my question, and I've got to be 100% sure that I know the answer. And I would say probably not, but is it worth taking a chance? No. So we're not going to proceed along there, even though I was. If that would just fall and break on its own, I wouldn't mind sneaking through there, but I don't want to piss around under there. Yeah, so we thought about it a little bit more. And decided, it's probably safe enough. I kicked some of those timbers at the bottom and they weren't rotten. Have a look at this, isn't that cool? Look at the icicles hanging off of there. They're not icicles, but whatever. Pretty neat. So we're just making our way up here. There's about, I don't know, 4 feet of water here. We'll just kind of kick this out of the way. And we'll make the water drain here pretty quick. Pretty soft. There we go. Down she goes. Up to our knees here. In the water. So this should drain down pretty quick. Not that deep anyhow. Only up to my knees. Or so. I think. Yeah. Not bad. You can actually see the water draining down on the ribs there, on the side there. See it's going down. It's good. If it goes down fast, you know it's not that big of a reservoir. If it goes down slow, you know it's a big area. Pretty cool looking. I don't know, we call them icicles. I know they're not icicles, but stallites, stalagmites, I don't know. Kind of made me jump. I seen something moving there, but all it was the water was going down lower, and those, I don't know what you want to call them, but they were moving down further. It looks like there's a box under there. I don't know if that's an electrical box or what. There's no dynamite in there, right? Oh, it's just another powder box. Better not kick it, because there's dynamite in there. It's going to make a big bang that I'm probably not going to hear. There's just some powder boxes and a few odds and ends, eh? From a burlap sack. Be careful around here, because there's some powder in one of these. I don't know what that is. Probably shouldn't go rooting around in them. Oh, I can smell something. Oof. Not a good idea to be rooting around in them old dynamite boxes around here. At least this. Look at that. This is pretty cool. Eh? Look at the little. Now that the water's dropping a little bit, little formations are kind of popped out of the water. So that's the end here again.
Talk, cut to the chase. Time's running out, and they're using life.